I've got the top 10 hottest pickups of the week in fantasy basketball, and that list is coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. I've got the top 10 players that you need to add ahead of week 7 in fantasy basketball. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you don't miss an episode. I am also now on TikTok. Now I want to thank my community for casting 461 votes, which certainly helped construct this week's list. Did you miss your chance to vote? Be on the lookout for more polls coming out later this week. Do you have a burning fantasy basketball question? Ask me on Q. Go to askmeonq.com/beattheodds-NBA, submit your question, and for a small fee, I will personalize a response and send it to your email. It's super easy to do, and it's a great way to get fantasy basketball advice while also supporting this channel. Now let's get started with this list. At number 10, we have Vasilij Micic. With LaMelo out for 2 weeks and the Hornets already missing Tre Mann, it's next man up for the team. Enter Micic. The second-year guard should remain in the starting lineup and produce lines like he did on Saturday, putting up 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in 34 minutes of play. Given that he's widely available and playing 4 games next week, he makes a pretty good add. Over to number 9 we go. We got Nick Richards. Nicky Ricky is back. His return can't come at a better time for the Hornets, who are struggling to remain healthy enough to field a competitive team at the moment. Richards fouled out with 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks in 25 minutes, but as long as Mark Williams remains sidelined, I'd expect that we see these lines plus a few more rebounds for Richards. Now let's go to number 8. We got Peyton Pritchard. We have discussed Pritchard at length so far this season, so I'll keep this brief. You should be picking him up if you are desperate for 3-pointers and could use a boost to your shooting percentages. Richards is a better pick for roto and category leagues, as he's not really all that productive enough in other counting categories to make as much of an impact in points leagues. Let's go to number 7. We have Yves Missi. All aboard. You want to get on this locomotive before it leaves the station. Missi's energy combined with the lack of pure center options on the team makes him a must-roster player. The dream scenario for any pickups, especially when it comes to hustle centers, is to see them eclipse 30 minutes per night, which is what Missi did in 2 of the last 3 games. Let's go to number 6. We have Jared McCain. McCain is a must-roster player in roto leagues where you don't need to rotate out your bench as much as you do in head-to-head weekly matchups. As we saw in the 76ers last matchup with Paul George returning to the lineup, McCain was booted from the starting 5 and posted meager production in 29 minutes. When Paul George or Maxey is out, McCain returns to be a must-start player in all leagues. Let's go to number 5. We got Malcolm Brogdon. I'm admittedly on the fence with Brogdon. On one hand, he shows that he can still ball, posting an uncharacteristic 29.11 rebound double-double in his last outing. But as we know, the Wizards are destined for the cellar, and I can't see them playing Brogdon heavy minutes in favor of some of the team's young guards. Proceed with caution if you pick him up. Moving on to number 4, we have Alex Sarr. To continue the Wizards discussion, this is exactly why I'm higher on Alex Sarr than I am on Brogdon. Although Valanciunas remains a productive center in limited minutes, it's evident that they have a long leash on Sarr. We will have to deal with the poor shooting for now, but his counting stats make him a very intriguing player to own. Let's go to number 3. We have Stephon Castle. Despite the historically slow start to the season's rookie class, we are starting to see some players start to make some serious wave on their respective teams. Castles is certainly one of those players. The exciting guard should continue to feature alongside Wembanyama, and he's going to be a good source of scoring and assists going forward. Over to number 2 we go. We have Dalton Knecht. Now, this one I didn't expect. With Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell both struggling to find the shot of late, Knecht has swooped right in and assumed the number 3 option on offense. The sharpshooting rookie has tallied 20 points in back-to-back games and has averaged almost 5 3-pointers made per game over his last 6. And finally, at number 1, we have Deni Avdija. When posting the polls earlier this week, Avdija was available in enough leagues to get him on my list. Now, of course, after the last 2 performances where he logged 37 and 41 minutes, he will be tough to find on the waiver wire now. But let's hope that your league mates have been sleeping on him and you get a crack at rostering this category-stuffing, multi-talented player. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.